Throwback to 2021 when this girl went viral after jokingly calling the Windows logo ugly, not realizing the company was actually watching. You see, she posted a video saying the design would look way better if it had her face on it. But just a few weeks later, the team at Windows silently responded, and what they did was insane. They actually replaced the logo on one of their central stores with the weird version she made. Moreover, the official Windows Instagram account followed her, and for 4 years, she has been the only person they are following. But the story didn't end here, because when she recently gave birth to a child, they actually sent her a massive box of baby clothes featuring that exact same logo with her face on it. Throwback to 2024 when McDonald's employee Kevin Hughes went viral after receiving a loyalty gift, not realizing the internet was about to change his life. You see, after working there for 21 years, his manager surprised him with a bicycle to help his commute. But once posted, people were furious. Comments claimed a bike was an insult for 2 decades of hard work and that he deserved way more. However, the story didn't end here, because one legend on Reddit decided to act. He set up a fundraiser, and what happened next was insane. Random strangers raised over $10,000 for Kevin in days, proving the internet cares more about employees than the actual billion-dollar company does. Remember that girl who called the Windows logo ugly, not realizing she was starting the longest-running joke in history? You see, ever since she roasted them, the company has been trolling her back by sending a custom Christmas sweater every single year. In 2022, she got this one. In 2023, she got another. And 2024 was even worse. But this year, she received another mysterious package. And when she opened it, she found a sweater she actually liked, along with a selfie lamp, 2 diaries, and a desk clock. After all this time, she is still the only person in the entire world that the official Microsoft account follows on TikTok. Throwback to 2007 when a little Jack Russell named George went out to play with some kids in New Zealand, not realizing he was about to become a hero. You see, while they were walking home, 2 massive pit bulls appeared and charged straight at the group of 5 children. But instead of running away, George, who was barely 9 inches tall, jumped right in front of the attackers. He fought like a lion, barking and biting to hold them back just long enough for all the children to escape safely. But disaster struck, because the injuries he took for them were too severe, and the vets sadly had to put him to sleep. But the story didn't end here, because he was posthumously awarded the Medal for Bravery, and the town built a bronze statue in the square with a plaque that reads, "In memory of George, who gave his life to save 5 children. Subscribe for George memory." Throwback to 2014 when 2 burglars decided to break into the home of an 80-year-old man named Tom Greer, not realizing they were making the last mistake of their lives. You see, the couple attacked him and broke his collarbone, thinking he was defenseless, but they didn't know Tom was strapped. He managed to grab his .22 revolver, causing the robbers to panic and run for their lives. But Tom wasn't done yet, because he actually chased them into the alleyway to finish the job. And disaster struck, because when he cornered the woman, she fell to the ground and screamed, "Don't shoot! I'm pregnant! I'm going to have a baby!" hoping he would show mercy. But the story didn't end here, because Tom went on live TV and told the reporter, "She said she was pregnant, and I shot her anyway." It turned out she was lying about the baby, and the 80-year-old man proved he had absolutely zero regrets. Throwback to 1998 when Surya Banali stepped onto the ice at the Olympics, not realizing she was about to expose the dark side of the sport. You see, as one of the only black figure skaters at the time, she had been dealing with racism from the judges her entire career. She would consistently land harder tricks than the white girls, but the judges would still score them higher even when they fell down, claiming Surya wasn't artistic enough. After missing an element and realizing the rigged system meant no gold, she suddenly felt free enough to do something insane. She performed a completely banned backflip, landing on one blade, which was basically a massive middle finger to the judges. And although they deducted points and refused to give her a medal, but the story didn't end here. She became a legend for being the only person in history to land that move on one foot, proving that while they could rig the scores, they couldn't deny that she was the best athlete on the ice. A couple of months back, an elderly lady from Twinsburg went viral when she accidentally tamed a wild coyote. Now, this is considered a mission impossible even for expert animal trainers. Hell nah. So, how did she do it? Well, she hopped on her local Facebook group and posted, "Lost dog found on Chamberlain Road, bow collar, a little aggressive." She noted that the dog was filthy and absolutely hated his bath. That's right, the scrubbing took almost all night, but soon enough, the animal was sleeping soundly on her bed. But in the comments, the internet instantly realized the mistake.
Is it just me, or is that a young coyote? I'm positive that's a coyote. That is not a dog.
Despite the shock, the woman wasn't scared and was actually ready to keep caring for him. However, wildlife control arrived that same day. They took the cleanest coyote in history and released him back into the woods. Throwback to 1983 when a 61-year-old potato farmer named Cliff Young entered the world's hardest race, not realizing he was about to humiliate every professional athlete there. You see, he showed up wearing heavy work boots and long pants while everyone else was in expensive gear. The experts actually laughed at him, claiming it was physically impossible for an old man to finish the 875-kilometer run. But disaster struck for the pros, because Cliff didn't read the rule book. He didn't know he was allowed to sleep. So, while the professional runner stopped for 6 hours every night to rest, Cliff just kept running. He shuffled for 5 days and nights straight without stopping for a single minute. And the story didn't end here, because he didn't just win. He actually shattered the world record by 2 whole days, becoming a legend and proving that farming potatoes is better training than any gym in the world. Throwback to 1932 when the Australian government decided to declare war on 20,000 emus, not realizing it would become the most embarrassing military defeat in history. You see, after farmers complained that the birds were destroying crop, the military sent in soldiers armed with Lewis machine guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition, thinking it would be an easy win. But once they started firing, they realized they had made a huge mistake. The emus were surprisingly smart, splitting into small groups and running so fast that the soldiers couldn't actually hit them. At one point, they tried mounting the gun on a truck to chase them, but the birds outran the truck on the rough terrain. And although they managed to take down a few, the commander was forced to withdraw after wasting thousands of rounds of ammo. If I were the head of ICE, here would be my new rules. Rule number 1, no more ruses. Agents are banned from pretending to be local police or maintenance workers just to get someone to open the door. No judge-signed warrant, we don't come in. I'm not playing hide-and-seek with the 4th Amendment. Rule number 2, a humanity-first protocol. If an agent sees a child's backpack or a stroller at the door, they stand down. I refuse to be the reason a 6-year-old comes home to an empty house. We're agents, not monsters. Rule number 3, no more sensitive location gray areas. Schools, churches, churches and hospitals are 100% off limits. If I catch an agent lurking near a bus stop, they're on desk duty faster than a glitching NPC. Rule number 4, real transparency. No more scary black SUVs. Our vans get a giant QR code. Scan it, and it shows you're right in your own language. No more confuse and conquer tactics. This man is the luckiest unlucky person alive. Meet Frank Selak from Croatia. Fate has legit tried to take him out 7 separate times. But every single time, bro walks away like it's just another Tuesday. First time, a train he was on plunged into a freezing river. He ended up with a broken arm and hypothermia while 17 others died. Then boom, the next year he's on a plane and the door blows off, sucking him out without a parachute. That was round 1. Round 2, he landed in a haystack while the plane crashed, killing 19. Made it all the way to a 3rd disaster where a bus skidded into a river, but he swam to safety. At this point, people think he's either blessed or cursed. 4th and 5th deaths, 2 separate car fires that he escaped seconds before they exploded. He spent 22 years without incident before being hit by a bus. Bro's friend said, yeah, now we're really not getting in a car with him. And then he wasn't done. 7th time, his car went off a 300-foot cliff, and he jumped out at the last second, landing in a tree. Guess what? He still kept going. Now he's known for cheating death and then winning the lottery. When is bro going to stop tempting fate? What do you mean a wolf fishing? In Canada, scientists filmed a typical day of a fishing wolf. He watched people who use crab traps and understood how they work. Guess what? Now, every day bro comes to the sea and looks for a red and white float. He swims up to it, takes it in his teeth and pulls it to the shore, and then the rope and the trap itself. But most of the time, the traps are still empty. However, there is bait inside, and the wolf happily eats it. Subscribe. This man is a human lightning rod. Meet Roy Sullivan from Virginia. Park rangers legit called him the Spark Ranger after getting zapped by lightning 7 separate times. But every single time, bro just shakes it off. First time, a bolt hit his fire tower and zapped his leg, taking a toenail with it. He ended up just walking it off. Then rangers said he was lucky. Then boom. A few years later, he's driving his truck and lightning comes through the window, burning off his eyebrows. That was round 2. Round 3 and 4 set his hair on fire. At this point, people think he's cursed. His friends started avoiding him, and then he wasn't done. 7th time, he's fishing and gets hit, then has to fight a bear trying to steal his catch. Guess what? He still survived. Now bro is in the Guinness World Record book. When is bro going to catch a break? Subscribe. In 1996, Pepsi launched a commercial where you could collect points to buy sunglasses, shirts, and, as a joke, a military Harrier jet for 7 million points. Well, a 21-year-old business student realized the math didn't add up, and because of that, he found a loophole where he could buy the points for just $700,000. And once he sent the check to Pepsi demanding his jet, the company panicked and told him it was obviously humor. He sued them, and while he didn't get the jet, Pepsi had to update the commercial, like a normal loyalty program, but one that almost accidentally sold a fighter jet to a college kid. In Canada, some Muslim employees tried to stop their co-workers from reheating non-halal meals in the shared microwave. Well, they actually put up a sign declaring the machine was reserved strictly for halal food.
For religious reasons, this microwave is intended only for halal food.
And because of that, the rest of the staff got pretty upset about the new restriction. And once the boss found out about the conflict, he decided to squash the beef immediately. He didn't tear down the sign. He just went out and bought a second microwave out of his own pocket. Now the office has 2 separate microwaves, like a diplomatic solution, but for reheating lunch. McDonald's just found a way to force people into massive lines using nothing but socks. Literally yesterday, they dropped a new Grinch menu to bring in some holiday vibes. Well, within hours, social media was absolutely flooded with unboxing videos. And because everyone kept raving about the free Grinch socks inside, the videos got millions of views instantly. And once people saw the hype, even those who don't eat McDonald's started buying multiple combos just to snag the limited merch before it runs out, like a Supreme fashion drop, but with fries attached. Throwback to 1989 when Nike flew all the way to Kenya to film a commercial with the Samburu tribe, not realizing they were about to roast the company in their own ad. The directors wanted an epic shot of these tribesmen, who are famous for running barefoot, finally putting on a pair of Nike hiking boots, and everything seemed perfect. The camera zoomed in on one tribesman who looked directly into the lens and spoke a phrase in his native language. And immediately after, the famous words, "Just do it," appeared on the screen. But disaster struck, because Nike didn't realize that there was actually one guy in America who spoke that language. An anthropologist named Lee Kronk was watching TV and realized that the tribesman definitely didn't say, "Just do it." Instead, the man was actually looking at the camera and complaining, saying, "I don't want these, give me bigger shoes." But the story didn't end here, because when Nike got exposed, they were forced to admit that they knew the translation was wrong, but used it anyway, thinking nobody in America would ever find out. Throwback to 2021 when this girl went viral after jokingly calling the Windows logo ugly, not realizing the company was actually watching. You see, she posted a video saying the design would look way better if it had her face on it. But just a few weeks later, the team at Windows silently responded, and what they did was insane. They actually replaced the logo on one of their central stores with the weird version she made. Moreover, the official Windows Instagram account followed her, and for 4 years, she has been the only person they are following. But the story didn't end here, because when she recently gave birth to a child, they actually sent her a massive box of baby clothes featuring that exact same logo with her face on it. Today's question, Sakura or Hinata? Let's be honest, Hinata is cute, but she's not just shy. Ask her what she wants for dinner and she'll pass out like a Victorian orphan. How am I supposed to communicate with somebody who collapses like a fainting goat every time I speak? But I'll give her this, Hinata is loyal. Ride or die loyal. That's real wifey material. She'll fold your laundry, hype you up for no reason, and support you even when you're out here acting like a side character. Now Sakura, look, doesn't everybody hate her? Why would I voluntarily date the pink-haired embodiment of anger issues? Being with her is like signing a long-term gym contract. You're stuck. She wakes up violent. Built like she got nerfed every patch, but punches like she got a secret developer buff. And let's not forget, she's still crying over Sasuke's emo ass. Me versus Sasuke? I lose every time. I could be the most loyal man alive and she'd still pick his tragic backstory over me. So yeah, the smart choice is clearly Hinata. Because if I try to date Sakura, I'm not making it to episode 3. I'll be dead, folded on the floor, while Naruto gives a motivational speech over my chalk outline. Throwback to 2021, when Burger King decided to celebrate International Women's Day, not realizing they were about to post the most controversial tweet of all time. The marketing team wanted to highlight that only 20% of chefs are women, so they decided to grab everyone's attention with a shocking thread. But they made a huge mistake. The first tweet in the thread just said, in massive bold letters, "Women belong in the kitchen." They plan to explain the scholarship program in in the following tweets, but nobody actually clicked to read the rest. And disaster struck, because the internet saw the first tweet and immediately canceled them. It got millions of views within minutes, and people were furious. But the story didn't end here, because they had to delete the tweet and issue a massive apology, proving that using sexism for clickbait is a terrible idea.